All right. So we're on.
We'll come up with a goddamn name, and we'll come up with a...
It's not.
I think
It's not the Four Horsemen. Because
Welcome to the Four Horsemen.
Not the name because
all right.
we're
There.
all married men.
Yeah,
And
we
there's only
are.
3 of us. There's a lot of problems with that name, and I feel like that's too generic of a name.
Yeah, that's why I like the
Also-
Killer Threes.
The Killer 3 is a little inside. I don't know why that's a little inside compared to other names of the possibilities. I'm okay with. I don't know, a more off the wall kind of a name. More, but like I said,
You want to
like I
go
said,
with Off the Wall? That's the name. Off the Wall.
I think no, that's more of a.
Hi, I'm Grant. By the way, I'm Grant.
Oh, are we doing? Oh, we'll go.
Are we doing real names?
Hold on,
Like,
go.
Hi,
wait.
my name's not Grant.
Yeah.
You're the guy in the center. I feel like you should actually start us
Yeah, you.
All right,
yeah.
so
in
let's-
some way. So,
So this is not Grant, and
Not
that's
Grant.
and that's not Julian,
hi.
and I'm sure as shit not Greg.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Now that you got that out the way, we're gonna sit here and talk about the shit we always talk about, and that's some wrestling.
And I'm gonna get this out of the way too. I feel like that this is gonna turn into. I'm just gonna make Julian try to convince me on why I need to start watching wrestling again.
Oh, we the Threebirds.
I
The
once
Threebirds?
had- I once
We're
had-
the Threebirds.
for
Yeah.
6
The
episodes.
Fabulous Threebirds.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's look it up.
Look it up.
The Fabulous Threebirds. That actually,
That's not bad.
shit.
Yeah, that's all right.
Fuck. That came out of nowhere, like
All right.
just off the text.
We're gonna.
Nope.
It's gonna be cool. So
That
instead
is
of
what we are right now.
We are the
sweet.
Fabulous
As of
Threebirds.
right now,
Fabulous
we're the Fabulous
Threebirds.
Threebirds.
Heck yeah! So Confederate flag shirt
No.
on its way, guys.
No.
You ready? All right.
All right.
Do you want to do an actual introduction?
Yeah, welcome to the Fabulous Threebirds.
I'm not Grant.
And I'm not Greg.
And I am not Julian.
Are you sure?
No.
Welcome back. We are the Fabulous Threebirds. I'm not Greg.
I'm not Grant.
No, I'm not, Julian. I'm not.
Hey, you know what else we're not? We're not here for all this Sasha and Naomi talk.
Because it's
that's
not
been-
because it's not real.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to get into it because everybody else has, and fuck it, why not? Why don't we just join the fray here? Grant doesn't believe it's real. He believes it's a work. I'm on the fence, but when we get into it, we'll explain why I'm on the fence. We're also going to sit here and talk a little bit about AEW Dynamite. So let's go ahead and kick it off because I know Julian is ready to sit here and give us what he believes is this whole Sasha and Naomi thing. And I know you have your opinions on it, Grant. So, all right, who's starting? Sasha, Naomi,
Well,
go.
Julian, if you feel yourself getting too revved up, all right, we're gonna need some like safe words for you to calm you down.
I don't foresee the level of veracity coming out of me today as it was last week. But also, that was a passionate, hot take topic for me. Edge just brings it all up, and there is more to go on with that stuff later on if we want to, follow up, because that stupid thing is still, it's growing, it's expanding apparently. But no, the Sasha thing, I don't really have like a I mean, I don't believe it's a work at all. So I think it's interesting. We have all 3 perspectives then, I guess. I don't think it's a work at all. I think it's legitimate. I did discuss this in text form. I look at it in this juicy way where I believe that the way that they framed and worded their statement admitted that they are scripted television. And that was like one of the things that the SAG after union was actually like kind of when that talk was going on, especially during COVID, when all they were doing was just being actors shooting a TV show, right? Whether or not they qualified then as, a scripted television show, which would then fall under various union type things. And they have a lot of unionized elements. Every single show is a big IATSE call whenever they do any of that stuff. And so they always have that stuff kind of, there's a lot of unionized things going on around a WWE show. It's just not the actors. And, I don't even know to be honest, I don't even know if it would be that big of a deal or be helpful if it were in SAG, but I know that people like the healthcare and all that stuff from them, and Kevin Nash talks about how that's always been his source of healthcare is SAG. Like he's had
Yeah.
healthcare ever since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's
So-
why he shows up. He shows up in random movies once a year because he can keep his card.
Yep. And and that's legit. And then heck, if you just want to get the Oscar movies every year and stuff like that, little things. So I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't think it's gonna go that route. I just think it's kind of interesting. I feel like it was a really weird statement, I thought, and I don't think they should have worded it like that. And I don't even think they should have bothered with the statement at all. I don't know what they were doing. It was weird. So I think it's legitimate, and they are removing Sasha Banks from like the beginning of Raw, the opening or whatever the opener video thing, the Here Now Forever. She has been replaced with Cody Rhodes. So there's some like little hints that these two they're suspended right now, the both of them. So they might be just on their way out. I don't know. It's juicy, man.
Okay, so Grant,
Mm-hmm.
hit us. Go.
All right, so I have a couple things here. One, the statement's weird. They never make statements. Like if this was real, they would have kept that shit to themselves. And like you have Jeff Jarrett, they never talked about that. You have Brock Lesnar throwing a belt at Vince, they never talked about that. People who have walked away from the company or gotten upset or had problems backstage, they usually don't air it out like that. Now, I know that they do like to take storylines like real life storylines and work them into the TV show and make people uncomfortable. That's fine. But I don't think that and then they brought it back up. So they brought it up on air. They released a statement. And then on Friday on SmackDown, they talked about it again.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're going to have the tournament for the tag titles. Like it doesn't, I've never seen something like this happen. Now, for them to do something different, I mean, that's what makes me wrong, is that like they're going to handle this situation different. But like, it just seems weird that they're being so public about everything. I feel like that they want you to know that like this is the story and this is how we're going to go forward with this. Now, the only question I have with that is that why did they even put the belts on to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only hang up I have, unless it was just, it's WrestleMania, we got to put it on Naomi and Sasha and send everybody home happy, and then we'll take it off them later, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's my take. The beginning of the week, I was on Julian's side and saying wholeheartedly it's not a work. By middle of the week, after the 5th or 6th story that came out, I started to lean toward Grant's side and say, okay, it's a work, because it's a lot of information being thrown at you for everyone to know that this damn thing exists. Now, toward the end of the week, more stories have come out, and now I'm saying it's a mixture. I'm saying it's real, and the WWE is now going to capitalize on it in storyline form. Here's why. All right, so usually they don't make a statement. Grant's right about that. But there have been times where they have made a statement because the groundswell outside of the fandom of the WWE and outside of professional wrestling has grown to give it more attention than what they wanted in the first place, i.e. the Hulk Hogan thing. They did make a statement with Hulk Hogan. They did strip Hulk Hogan out of every fucking thing. They did take him out of all the videos. So,
well, it's the same with the Benoit stuff.
And Chris Benoit. So,
but those are serious situations. Like if this is true and two wrestlers didn't like the way that their characters were going, like that's like not that big of a deal compared to racist comments, sexual comments, or a dude fucking killing his family.
Well, here's the thing: the situation that caused it, that's not all what needs to go into how they went about addressing it. I'm saying that they have done it before, because the Austin thing, they did it. They didn't put it all over social media because there was no social media. But the Austin thing got outside. They did make a statement on the Austin thing, and that was real. Everybody thought Austin was a work. They thought when he went home, took his ball and went home, It was a work.
Well, that's
It
why
was
Vince
not.
made that. That's why Vince made that statement, right?
Correct. So
The
it was,
ball went home.
yeah. So everybody thought that was a work, and that was real. That was legitimately real. He sat there and said, "You're not doing good business, and I refuse to be a part of something that's not doing good business." It had nothing to do with Brock Lesnar. It had everything to do with the fact that money was getting left on the table. Now, he's Stone Cold Steve Austin, so he can swing a bigger bat. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he can't, but I'm saying the situation there is exactly the same as the situation here. The only difference is that it's women saying the same thing that Stone Cold said, because truthfully, Sasha Banks can swing that bat because Sasha Banks basically held down the women's division as well as the WWE for the past 3 years, including the pandemic, without
Yeah.
a shadow of a doubt, was bigger than ever. And she could swing that bat to say, look, this isn't good business. You put these titles on us for what? What reason? At this point, you are actually making these things props. And I know you've said that before. WWE believes every title is a prop. They don't actually believe the championships really, really, really mean anything. But when you're sitting here trying to have suspended belief about some type of sport or sport entertainment, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you do have to make sure that the titles that you sit there and have people buy for $200 on your damn WWE shop, you do have to make them worth something. So in that regard, she's like, what are these fucking things worth if you're just going to have us do nothing with them? That was point one. Point two is from another source, an article, and we can put this all up on our Instagram. We can show you the Instagrams, the Twitters, whatever you want to do, Bleacher Reports, whatever you want to do, so you can have some type of reference to what we're talking about here today, folks. But the next article was she was upset that she got replaced possibly for WrestleMania with Ronda Rousey. So I don't know if that shit's true or not. I'm just
didn't
saying.
she have that problem before too? Like, wasn't it her when Ronda came in the first time and felt as though she took that moment away from Asuka?
It could have been. So again, this is Sasha Banks going, this is not good business. Now, the caveat to this is, all right, and I hate to sound this way about Naomi. All right, I believe Naomi is a better wrestler than what most people believe. I believe they horribly misused Naomi, and
well,
the
I think it goes back
idea
to
of her.
What we talked about last episode about they don't have, like, the women's division in WWE is so, it's either it's top heavy or it's like there's just all crap. And I think Naomi is the only one that's in that mid card, like, that you care about.
Yeah, but
that,
see,
like,
that's the thing.
She knows what she's doing.
That's how they misused her. She was not supposed to be mid card, because I remember when she actually held the belt the first time and her and Charlotte was going at it. Those were actually great matches.
Yeah, but she's not at the bottom. She's not one of the other women. She's not the Liv Morgan.
Not according to the goddamn internet, she is, and that's the problem I have with it.
Well, that's stupid, because no, she's quality, and they should keep her around and keep her happy. It's just that they stop with her, man. Like, they put the belt on her, and then she disappears.
So
Right.
So majority of the people.
If I may, real quick, I also believe Naomi. We don't talk about this enough, but as a '90s kid, remembering Ren and Stimpy, she does do the flying butt pliers from Ren and Stimpy, and we can post that on our Instagram and give you we'll give you folks a reference if you're not familiar with the flying butt pliers from the wrestling episode of Ren and Stimpy. But I just think it's pretty interesting that she actually performs that move. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to Ren and Stimpy.
God damn it, Julian.
Shout out.
Yeah, but no,
dude, when she did
seriously.
the flying butt pliers the first time, I popped hard. I was like, oh my god, it's the flying butt pliers. Anyhow, it's amazing. Yes.
So she's better than what most people are saying, but at this moment in time, I do agree that she's not in the top tier to have this type of statement that she's making, because it's risky.
I'll take that back too. Just real quick, I'll add Alexa into that mid card because I feel that way about Alexa too. Is that I know Alexa can be on top, but they're not going to do that with her right now.
So
yeah, her and Naomi are the ones that could be up there. They're just not.
Well, yeah, and it's risky for her to make that stand. Sasha Banks, number one, if she walked out of the WWE today, she can walk across the street or wherever to Disney because she's in The Mandalorian. She's an actual entertainer now. So that's the difference.
I think she got to deal with she's going to be in a Marvel either TV show or movie too. I think.
Right. So she's got her SAG card. She can do what The Rock did, what Batista did, what John Cena did. She'll be all right. Naomi, on the other hand, can also possibly do those things, but currently the status that she's in, she's not at that mark. So her walking out, making a statement is literally her making a statement, which makes me believe it is not necessarily a work because at this moment in time, I know her husband is doing well with his gimmick.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything to her husband right now.
That's what I'm saying. So she could possibly lean on that the same way he leaned on her when he was having all the damn DUIs.
Yeah.
Because everybody's acting like she wasn't holding down the damn fort. She was going to work every day when he was not. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So this internet swell about Naomi, blah blah, she sucks and listen, she can't do nothing. Look, you just hold your tongue, watch the damn tapes. It's almost like the people that talk about Shelton Benjamin. Y'all don't understand. He's the most underrated person that you're gonna ever see in this business. Yeah. So
I'm a mark for Shelton Benjamin. So
hold your tongue. She's better than what you think she is. Now, if they keep giving her crap, she can only work with whatever the fuck she works with. So if she has to work down a lot, then she's going to look like garbage too. But
I the one thing I have about her is that I will say that she needs to get the glow needs to go away, I think.
And I think that's more the WWE than her now at this point because it's pure merchandising. And you know how much glow shit you can sell to kids?
Yeah, I know. It's the same way as Alexa's going to carry that doll around forever.
Yeah. That's purely let's make money off of this. I think when she gets rid of the glow, because everybody's like, oh, join the bloodline. And we talked about this in a couple of weeks back. Look, she's bloodline by marriage. Until they have a kid, she's not even bloodline. So,
well, the reason why I want to see, one of the big reasons I want to see in the bloodline is because I liked when she went into Team Bad, but unfortunately, she's not good being bad.
No, she's super nice. Clearly.
Yeah. So if she has someone like Heyman and she doesn't need to talk, you can let Heyman or her husband talk for her. Mm-hmm. Then I'm all for that. And then she can be an asshole in the ring.
Yeah, I think if you get her, I think the thing is she's one of those people you have to get upset for her to be believable. She actually has to be mad. She actually has to be upset for her to be believable about.
Oh, I've seen it on. She can do it. I saw it on Divas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's one of those people you actually have to get upset. So I get what you're saying there. But to the point of the conversation is, I think if they went in there doing something the men would do, the men at the top tier would do, I think the reaction to it is interesting because I think if it's real, the reaction to this shit and making the statements and having Michael Cole say they disappointed us like they children, that's because they're women.
It was weird, man.
That's
the statements of them saying that. Sorry, that reminds me of when Stone Cold walked out and they talked shit live on the air. I mean, that's what kind of keeps me in this is not a work. That's some butthurt Vince McMahon notes down the producer channel to these commentators. He told them to say all that stuff.
Right. And that's what he's feeling right now.
That's what he's feeling. Yeah, that's his thing. He wanted to it was his way of speaking through Michael Cole and Corey Graves and which is, I mean, he's got his hand up Michael Cole's butt anyway, using him like a puppet anyhow. But
whoa.
Wow. We almost got through 10 minutes. Almost.
Wow.
There we go.
Almost. Wow. Okay. No, but seriously, like I think if just because these ladies are women, they're going beyond the call of duty to basically embarrass them on the way out. Like now, like I said, Sasha will be all right. Naomi will be all right in all regards. She'll be all right because obviously she don't care. Now, later in the week, you know, she's stripping all her WWE stuff out of her Twitter. I know that's easy to be removed and put back. I'm not saying that it's not, but she's already stripping her WWE stuff out of her Twitter. And then, you know, Sasha's always just been strange because she's been, you know, she'll have her
not
name.
Talking is yeah. Her not talking is no big deal. I know Naomi put one thing out there after it happened, but she hasn't really said much either. But Sasha not saying anything is Sasha being Sasha.
Yeah.
Sasha clearly wants to just maybe, I don't know. She clearly wants to just be done with this stuff, you know, on one level, right? Like she just clearly seems like someone who wants to have that, at least to have a part-timer schedule, not really, you know, go through the grind. And, you know, she's probably just, I don't know. She's going to be a real interesting podcast guest after she's done with them. Because I think she's going to have a lot of things to bitch about. She's going to air out a lot of probably very, very valid grievances, you know.
Are you saying that she lost her smile?
Oh, yeah. She's lost her smile and basically she's lost her smile like 3 or 4 times, dude. Like she literally left for, you know, it wasn't an injury. Like she was out as long as Bailey almost. Yeah, non-injury related.
She talked about that on the Broken Skull session. She was like, "Look, Vince, let me take all the time I need." And I mean, good for Vince to know, you know, that's where your money is. But you know, at the end of the day, he helped create the monster, and then he was quickly to be like, "I'm gonna slay the dragon," and like you helped create that.
Yeah.
Like, the reason she thinks she can do that is because of how your interactions are. Like she felt that she could go, this is bullshit. I ain't with it. Change it. Like Brock would say, or like Orton would say. Yeah.
Vince McMahon is on record for going, he is an old man who changes his mind, you know, like he changes his clothes. Like he has reacted completely differently to these similar situations in the past. You hear both sides of it where it's like, sometimes he's like, okay, let's change it. And you know what I mean? Like he just completely wants to respect what the talent wants to do and this and that, or even seemingly like with Shawn Michaels, especially, right. And some others seemingly completely on their side, wanting to kiss their butt a little bit, almost like playing favorites, you know, with some of these people that stand up and say they don't want to do this or that isn't, you know, that doesn't work for me, brother, kind of thing. And so then you never know what you're going to get with that guy. So you don't know if he's going to respect you and change the story and work it out, or apparently suspend you. So it's like,
well, I feel like that this is almost the same, you know, this is almost the same situation as Punk, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, okay, if it's the same situation as Punk, think about how Punk basically expressed himself. And I'm not talking about pipe bomb, you know, that's the first thing everybody thinks of, but think about how he expressed himself. He sat there and said, look, this shit is unsanitary. Like, I done got a staph infection. We need to do something about this.
He shit himself in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, like
staph infections can kill you. So it's a valid concern.
It is a valid concern. He's like, until you clean this up, I ain't gonna show up because this is ridiculous. Like, he had a health issue, and he sat there and said, I will go home then. You won't see me. So
and you're right, Greg. I mean, we talked about it. About the, like, it is different is that they didn't let him go. He didn't show up and he walked away, but they didn't let him go. He just had to sit out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But he's part of, he's part of the, Yeah, he's part of the old guard, though. Like what I say, like grandfathered in the contracts where, it wasn't prorated and it didn't take away from your time. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
they write probably because of him. They write the contracts now to say, okay, you can sit your ass at home if you want to, but every day you sit your ass at home is a day not being taken off of your contract. So
Yeah.
go right ahead. Go right ahead and do what you're gonna do. But in this case, being suspended indefinitely means they can still sell your likeness. They can still use the name Sasha Banks. They can still sell the glow shit. So you're still gonna be on the roster somewhere. You're just not gonna be used. So they could basically burn you out. And for Naomi, it'll be worse for Naomi than Sasha, because Sasha she would appear other places. Naomi appears on SmackDown and she appears on the Total Diva show. So those are all still WWE products outside of the WWE, unless somebody starts making commercials with her. She's not appearing. So that might actually.
But I think she's a big deal though to the younger crowd though too. I feel like that there's a lot of young girls that like are excited to see her and like look up to her.
They are, but they're within the WWE universe. Like even if there's young girls in the AEW fans, it doesn't do them any good because she's not going to show up there. So it's literally all the people that are literally like Naomi, Naomi, Naomi. You have to go into an arena with a WWE ticket to see Naomi, Naomi, Naomi. So say that 5 times fast. I couldn't even do 3 now. But yeah, I hope, for the grand scheme of things, I hope it's a work. But if it's not a work, and if this shit is real, I think the WWE handled this very badly, very poorly. And
that is the way to look at it too. Is that if this is real, then this was not the way to do it.
Yeah. And I just don't put that past them at all. I just think that they, these last couple of years, I've been somebody who would, I've been a stagehand and worked for Raw. I've seen, in SmackDown and whatever. I've seen Vince McMahon around. I did work for Linda McMahon for a campaign ad once. I met her. I, heard the backstory. I grew to admire this guy, and I was a defender of McMahon, even as a businessman. Like, because it was wrestlers being butthurt, losing their jobs, right? And so there's 2 sides to every story. Now I'm on the other side of it, where I'm kind of assuming the worst. I'm kind of turning into that Vince hater sometimes, because I'm just like, as a company, they're making record profits, laying off a bunch of people, doing this, doing that. There's some factors in there, but I just think their business practices over the last few years have just been scummier and scummier and scummier. And this is just
there has been a common factor there, and it's when did Nick Khan come into the company?
Recent, but he was really just in the last year. The layoffs and all that stuff, that was him when he came in, but it was also the previous regime as well.
Okay.
So combination, but no, that guy sucks, right? We just assume that one.
Yeah, and it makes me have even less faith, because now that Stephanie has stepped away, like, where's that company going?
That's what I was about to say. Because let's touch upon this.
I know
whole
I
thing.
just jumped. Yeah, I'm sorry. I jumped.
No. This actually ties in, because it ties into the statement. Because you were like, they don't release statement. They don't, and I believe that was a Nick Khan statement more or less than a Vince McMahon statement. Because at this stage, I'm starting to wholeheartedly believe that Vince McMahon is moving out of the position of total control of the WWE. Yeah, he's still the chairman, but when I say he had total control, Vince McMahon's fingerprint was on everything, and nothing moved without it. Now he's getting up in age. He's got Nick Khan. Triple H is gone due to health reasons or whatever. Now Stephanie's gone. I mean, they basically created the position that she was in for her to be in, and now she's gone. Yeah. Something is moving in that company that makes me go, okay, this might not be a work, because maybe this is Nick Khan going, okay, since I'm going to be running this is what I want to do, and actually having the power stroke to do it. That's what makes me go, oh, well, this might not be a work. And if you're going to sit there and say it's a scripted program and nobody's got SAG cards.
Yeah. And that's the world he came from.
You're opening the door there, fella. So I mean, whatever. I mean, I always thought it was rather weird to say they're independent contractors when they're independent contractors with employee rules. It's one thing to sign a contract to do a project, meaning, okay, I'm gonna sign a 3-month contract for a project, but it's another thing to sign a 3-month contract to do the project and be considered an employee without any of the employee benefits. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
That has always been weird to me. So
well, that's why, like, I thought it was weird that they enforce a drug, like not like steroids, but like you can't even like smoke weed.
No. And then in a business where they probably do need to shift over and allow guys to seek other types of pain relief, and
in the businesses, if you let them smoke weed, they probably won't die, kill themselves, doing all the other stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, like, but like, you don't. I mean, that'd be the weirdest thing, right? Like, this is such a weird world of entertainment where, like, yeah, you don't work for WWE, but you are the anchor of their program. Like, Roman Reigns is not a WWE employee, correct?
Not as an independent contractor, no.
Yeah, and so
according to that one really cool promo though, before WrestleMania, he owns everything. So remember that? He's like, this is my stadium. He's just like, he owns everything. So
well then, okay, so like Seth Rollins, but like,
God,
so yeah,
you're
just like it'd be like Julian, like it'd be like saying that like Julian can't work anywhere else because he works for us when he clearly doesn't.
Right.
Like it's just an odd thing.
Yeah, he signed up for a bunch of dates to work events in those dates, and then somehow that turned into, so we own him now, and then he can't do nothing else, and then he's got to follow our rules, whatever we say, but don't ask for any health insurance, or don't ask for any dental, or don't ask for any what's the 401k shit. Don't ask for any of that. Just do the dates we tell you. Do what we want you to do, but like, you're an independent contractor. If you fall and kill yourself, that's on you, buddy. Sorry.
That's great. So
that could also work into this too, because think about Sasha or Naomi. If this is true and they had a problem with the way they were going, their characters were going, like, that's them. Like, that's their personality or their characters or their livelihood. So you ultimately have somebody telling you what they're going to do for TV. And it's not like you're being a dick about it. You're just kind of like, hey, why don't we work out another way? And they're like, no. And it's like, okay, well, guess what? I'm going to walk the fuck home then.
Right. If you don't want to sit here and hear me out, and we're having, because what they did was they went into talent. Was his title?
Talent relations, right?
Talent relations. Yeah. They went into talent. No,
Pritchard.
Not Pritchard. What's his face? The dynamic dude. Laurinaitis.
Johnny Ace.
That's him. Okay, yeah.
So they went into his office with a creative disagreement, and at this point in time, I get it. You have the right, yes, to change creative, blah blah blah, at the very last minute. They also have a right to sit there and go, that creative fucking sucks, and they will have to do it or not do it. Like, there is an option. See, where people are failing to realize is, oh, they got no option. They got to go in there and they just got to do their job. Anybody in America right now, after the pandemic, tell anybody in America what you gonna have to goddamn do with any job, and they'll tell you where to go. You've always had a choice. Now, your choice may harm you more than help you, but you've always had a choice in this country of how you work in this free society. Now, your job don't own you. You may have bills, and your job may know you have bills, and they may think that's an advantage for them. But at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. You have to have the help for yourself. And if you sit there and say, fuck this damn job, you got the right to do it. Nobody should be able to tell you, well, no, you're supposed to just stick with that job and be grateful. Like you a slave. You kiss my ass with that shit. That's why half the people ain't go back from COVID. They realize I don't have to take this bullshit.
Yeah, I think a lot of, I mean, you want to talk about conspiracy theories and the Great Awakening. Like, I think that was the Great Awakening of like, wait, you're telling me that I have other options?
Exactly.
And also I deserve more like money and like a living wage. Like, I'll go find that then.
I wanted to go over AEW Dynamite because I think it was one of the best ones. This is from May 18th. This is one of the best ones I think they've done, at least for me, just match-wise, entertainment-wise. I thought it was pretty good. And my love of Kyle O'Reilly just grows every time the dude goes out there. But and then there was a couple stupid things that are kind of controversial, but well, not controversial, but you know what I mean. Either way, it started off with Samoa Joe against the Joker card, which is a wild card mystery opponent. Another way of saying I don't know. It's the wild card Wednesday. I don't know why they're roping
Julian's best friend's going to come out is usually what that means.
Yeah, pretty much because well, one of them. So Samoa Joe, who I love.
Yes.
I can't believe watching him and how good he is right now. Like that the WWE ever cut him. He's the most.
What they think was wrong was he supposedly hurt?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did Julian just walk away?
Yeah, I've got some tea. So anyway, I don't know what was going on with that. But either way, here comes Johnny Elite, and you know, former Johnny Morrison. He's Johnny, whatever his last name is, of whatever wherever he is. I don't know even though this means he's signed, really, right? Because I mean, he's works with AAA a lot still, and
I never know with AEW. Like sometimes they're signed, sometimes they're there for a one-off. Like you never really know.
Yeah. So anyway, I liked the match. It had a couple rough spots, but they were both like veterans, so they like definitely like worked it out. I think that this goes back to what's going on with the ropes and how they're different than WWE's, where you're seeing a couple. He had Johnny is obviously a very good high flyer. He really works on this stuff, and he had a kind of an awkward long setup for a jump out to the outside, his sideways thing that I don't know how he does it, and of course his 450. Both of them were kind of awkward coming off the ropes, and I wonder if they took a poll of their locker room how they would like to do the ropes, because I got a feeling they want the cables.
No, so that's what I was about to say. Any place else outside of the WWE are cables. That's why it looked so good in WCW back in the day when Ray and all them would be jumping off of it. It was an 18-foot ring. Number one, it was smaller. That's why the sound is also different when you hit it. So I think a lot of people like the cable because it's more spring in it. It's more, the ropes is little. You watch them son bitches sink when the Undertaker walk across them. It's not aircraft cable or some type of steel that's tight. It's literally like, oh shit, he's actually walking the rope. So
right.
Yeah. So I think you got to get used to it if you haven't been doing it in a while. And plus they hurt more, apparently. Hitting that steel cable. Yeah. You hit that cable hard enough. Yeah.
Right. So, and then there was some, there's a thing, I don't know, here on what I'm looking at from Bleacher Report, they're saying that the fans were expecting Johnny Gargano. I don't know. Like,
how?
I don't know. I don't
wasn't
know how.
Wasn't he on TV on NXT the other day? Like how? Like
seems like he was, but I don't really know. And then there was the Jay.
When's that baby due?
I don't know.
They got a baby?
No, I just didn't know if she had the first one yet, I guess.
Oh.
Either way, I think that they should go ahead and if they haven't made Johnny Elite all elite, make them all elite, and bring in Taya Valkyrie, and then you've got they're married, and so bring them in, and then you've got two very serviceable luchadors, and then Taya Valkyrie would be a great, I think, addition to their women's roster.
Yeah, I mean, if you only like if you already have 110 million wrestlers, what's 110 and 2?
Yeah, screw it. So, anyways, put all the people I like. So, Hangman Page went against Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to try to pronounce it.
Take a shit,
dude. It's take shit. That's how it's spelled out. Just saying. That's one way of pronouncing it. This match was okay. CM Punk was doing the commentary, so they are definitely trying to do they had some like no sell spots that were weird, and I think it made the champion look weaker. I did actually dig this Konosuke guy. But again, this was a Japanese wrestler and this happened twice in this show, and I know they're kind of building towards that New Japan show, whatever. But again, this was definitely very inside baseball, and another kind of basically a babyface for babyface kind of match for Hangman Page, where it's almost like the guy should just switch heel at this point and just to make his matches have a little more to them. But I don't fucking know. This match was okay. It was just okay. I'm sure people thought it was the best fucking thing on the show. I don't think it was. Keith
All
Lee
those
versus
fucking AEW people.
Yep. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. These dudes this is what I was so excited about. They literally went against jobbers, and it was awesome. They just kicked jobbers' asses, and
are they a team?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they did a badass finishing move that just it looks dangerous as shit, but then it's not. It's just a power bomb with a little flare. He does like a double stomp thing on the guy's chest while Keith Lee power bombs him. Keith Lee fucking did a shoulder block that I love where he just threw, the guy goes flying, and man, Swerve moves around all cool. I've never really watched him that much, so I don't know. I was more stoked that it was a freaking jobber match than anything else. I loved that, and they should bring those back all over the place. I love them. So they help a lot, and they made it a short match, and then they just moved on, and whatever. There was some shit with Jungle Boy. They did a really long post segment that I'm gonna admit I kind of fast forwarded through that one. Then we get to Wardlow taking 10 lashes, and this was
God. I knew we'd have to hear about this.
Yeah. So this just step by step, just like it just reminds me of, honestly, the best way to describe what this whole MJF stuff reminds me of. It reminds me of good shit. That's all I can say. It just reminds me of that weekly. You're looking forward to this, the next part of the story, the next segment, the next thing. And if they've done a couple little flub ups here or there with some of his stuff, it's barely noticeable. But between the CM Punk story into this, I think that this has been the best stuff that just harkens back to all kinds of things. He comes out and he has the actual spray tan shit on his hands. So he's spray tanning just to piss people. Like, he does the littlest things to get more heat. And dude, this belt thing was dramatic, and he's no selling the lashes, and then of course it just turns into a beatdown. And it's just MJF was just so freaking he was like vomiting a little when he was trying to say the word Texas and he couldn't get it out. He just amazing heat all over. And then
sounds like somebody else I know. That's weird.
Yeah, it's great. So then we get to my new favorite wrestler.
Wait,
I'm ready to declare this.
Hold on. Wardlow is a star.
Yes, by the way.
MJF is a star.
Yeah.
I mean, skyrocket them to the fucking moon. Like, literally, like, they are stars. There are two people in this business that is the future of this business that does not include Roman Reigns. I'm just saying, like, if you are going to say Roman Reigns is in God mode right now, Wardlow is good. God almighty, the potential and what he's doing right now, if I ever were to see a day where it was Wardlow against Roman Reigns, that'll be a good day for wrestling. Now, I know that can't happen. I know that this fantasy.
Are we to believe all this stuff though too of the of MJF being all pissed off all the time?
If he's got his old contract,
if he's still working off his rookie contract, he'll be very pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, they're putting that out there a lot though. Is that like he hates it in AEW, and Tony Khan should be happy to have him and all this shit. So I don't know if he's just being himself or if that's actually true.
If that's a work, it's a great work. If it's not a work, he's trying to audition so that he gets Vince to pay.
Yeah, I don't think it's a full blown work, but he plays it up. It's work shoot at its finest, to be honest. I really think that he has a legitimate gripe. If he has his old deal, he's worth more money than that original deal. We can just assume that. The fact that freaking John Moxley apparently gets paid $4 million or some fucking bullshit. Like, get your money, boo boo. I don't want to hate, but I mean, come on, dude. Like, that's a little silly for that money. And when I saw that he makes that, when he came back from rehab and did that fucking match over in whatever GCW instead of making his comeback AEW, I'm sorry, dude, but if you're gonna get paid that much money by a man, and they tell you and they want you, give him your comeback match. So I just think John Moxley's got all kinds of different stupid shit going on that I just can't wrap my head around that dude most of the time. And so I think that MJF should get a different deal for sure. But listen, Kyle O'Reilly is like my new favorite wrestler.
You're so late to this game though, man.
I'm very late, but I've liked him, but man, oh man.
He was the only reason I was watching NXT for a while, is just to see his stuff.
Oh, so good. And so he has a great match with Phoenix. And here's a test. I was watching it with my wife, who's not a fan, and but I mean, she's Mexican, so she has an appreciation of lucha libre on some level, but still will always talk smack about wrestling and stuff, right? So she's not really a fan. She dug this match. She got a kick out of it, and I was like, yeah, this is just it's not embarrassing, like I say, like you can just sit down and watch a good match. This was just a good match. It was a good high flying guy with the dude that keeps him grounded. I love those matches. I love whenever they do that. It's like the Eddie Ray stuff, that formula. And whenever you have something like that going on, I just feel like it's a great style matchup. And he won with such a legitimate arm bar. The way that he broke the arm and all that stuff, just the little things in that arm bar, once again makes Ronda Rousey's arm bar look again just laughable. But it was so good because it just created all this tension. And it was like, is Phoenix going to be able to get to the rope or not? And it was so smart, and it was just so fucking good. And everyone should watch this match. I think it's one of the best matches that's happened on TV in a while. It's really good. And Kyle O'Reilly, I want him to win this thing, and I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win the tournament. So then we get to fucking Jericho and the Blackpool, whatever the fucks.
Does Jericho still have the inner circle?
No, he has the appreciation thing and the Jericho Appreciation Society, and they both came out and they're both kind of trying to be hard. Like Jericho came out and he was being a little cringy with his what do you know? He was being a little cringy with his promo. He was going hard on John Moxley being a booze hound and all this, and even made fun of Daniel Bryan for being sober, made fun of Regal for being a drunk, just kind of tried to get personal jabs in there
while he's being a drunk.
While he's probably drunk, right? He's probably out there being drunk. So, dude, his right hand man, this guy, that dude, what is that guy's name? His right hand man and what is his name? Man, oh man, I just can't remember. It's
that's his name, Man Oh Man.
Well, yeah, we'll call him Man Oh Man.
Yeah, Man Oh Man.
Who the hell? He's so old school. He's fucking awesome. Him on the mic is just fucking amazing. And then the rest of the guys, I don't know, they suck. Jake Hager is just such a conundrum. He's the biggest wuss I've ever seen in wrestling, and he's a huge guy who actually does MMA fights and things like that. But it's still, he has no balls. It's like he has nothing to his presentation. So that it was kind of interesting. Regal talk shit, and then, but here was the weird thing. So Jericho was starting to set up where they was obviously going to say something to the effect of, "We're going to have Stadium Stampede 3," and John Moxley interrupts and he says, "Nah, we ain't going to do that shit." And so he was like, basically what his response was, "No, we're not going to do the stupid Jericho stuff. We're going to do the stupid Moxley stuff instead." And so that's what we got. We're getting a 5-on-5 fucking no holds barred Moxley match. Whatever.
Can we get a weekly Moxley impression from you?
Absolutely. Here's how you move. You got to like move. We got to really have the video because he can't walk. I don't know what's going on with that guy. So
it's his head. You gotta have the head.
Yeah. And then Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson it's hard to actually talk about this segment. You know why? Because there's 15 fucking people out there. So a lot happened, but it was entertaining. I don't know why, but I liked the whole segment. Eddie Kingston, I love him. He was getting into it with Daniel Bryan a little bit. I thought it was one of Jericho's best segments in a while, and partly because he got interrupted and cut short. So, hey, that was great. That was interesting. And then we get to Dr. Britt Baker against what's her name? Maki Ito. What? Maka Tiko, the chick with the hard head. Maki Ito.
This is absolutely amazing. I just want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Maki Ito has a bunch of. She has a hard head. She's got.
Who is it? What's her name again?
Macchiato.
Maki Ito. Yeah, pretty much macchiato. You could say macchiato, or yeah. And anyway, the match was all right. It was kind of short, and gimmicky, and Britt Baker won, and whatever. And, it was weird, and I'm sure some people really liked it and some people did, but yeah, it's probably Kenny Omega's like second girlfriend, or whatever he wanted to bring her over. I'm not sure. Then there was a weird segment that I'm not going to dig into too much with Serena Deeb talking to Dustin Rhodes, and I fast forwarded through that quite a bit. And then
why did you fast forward through that? She was trying to let everybody know that she's worked hard to get to where she is right now.
I'll go back and watch it out of pure guilt, but yeah,
I mean, we're talking straight edge society type stuff here, man. Like, she's like worked real hard, and how dare Dustin sit there and not get on board with what the hell she's selling?
Crazy.
That's basically what that was. I just wanted to get that out.
And then there was Adam Cole, the incredible shrinking Adam Cole against Jeff Hardy.
Now, oh shit. Well, fuck it. You know what? Because I have a question about that, but I'll do this first. Yeah. So that was shots. Here's the thing.
I don't care about this match after watching such a good couple of matches. I don't know why they did this one. I don't know why either of them are in this tournament. I don't think they should be in the tournament. I think that Adam Cole should be doing something else. I think Jeff Hardy should not even be doing any solo work at all. So I think this is just bad booking, but it did actually highlight Adam Cole and make him look kind of good. And then, there was like some interference stuff with the dudes, the elite whatevers, and whatever they call it.
Undisputed elite.
Undisputed elite. All right.
So who is that now? Is that the Bucks and then O'Reilly and Fish?
No.
It's Bucks.
It's the Undisputed Era.
And it's Undisputed Era with the Bucks. And whenever he comes back, Kenny Olivier, whatever.
Yeah. So what happens when Kenny comes back? Is it's like he's just in that group as well?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do a feud or whatever.
They merged them. I'm just saying they basically merged the two groups and made one, which is weird.
Well, then where is Carl Anderson and his like older brother?
I don't know.
What's his name? Phineas? What's that dude's name? What's the guy's name?
The fucking those guys. Dude, they have so much shit on their butt. Like, they have the worst gimmicks now.
Wait, what is the guy? What was the gimmick that he had?
I know, I cannot think of his name. Carl Anderson
he was Seamus or whatever.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was like Norman. No, he wasn't Norman. He was. What was the guy? What was the character where he would literally walk in? They would lead
And
him
drool?
into the ring. He would drool, and then they
wake
ring the
up.
bell,
Hey,
and
wake up.
he wake
Is
up.
it Remus? I thought you said Remus.
No, it was
Festus or
Festus.
Festus, right?
It was
Yes.
Festus. There it is. Yeah.
Okay.
That
I
was
was
a
about
good
to say-
gimmick. I'm sorry. That was a good gimmick. I'm sorry. Some gimmicks are
And
good.
what was his name when he was with Punk?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Oh,
He had a lot of gimmicks, man.
Luke.
That
He
dude
had
like-
he had Luke Gallo. Luke. What
Yep.
was it? What was his?
Because
Other?
he's Luke.
Luke Gallows.
He's Luke
That's his
Gallows
name.
now, right?
He's Luke Gallo now. Okay, but he
I'm
was
looking
Luke.
at pictures of Festus now, and oh boy, yeah, it was a character. Let's just look. It was a character based on Down syndrome. So
It was a
that's what's-
WWE special. You know, they always seem to they always seem to come up with some characters where you go, this is not going to be politically correct, is it?
Yeah.
I have to
Oh.
run on that note, but I thought this Dynamite was really good, and I like where it's headed with obviously with Warlow and MJF.
Hey,
And I-
Julian. Sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I just yeah. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good show.
I have
And
a
think-
thought before you go
Go
that I
for it.
want to run past you. So I was thinking about who the best possible person to include in the Judgment Day would be.
I mean, unless you go and get Paige. If you
Which
Yeah.
but also she needs to be healthy. I guess she's cleared, but I don't know.
Well, I mean,
don't
she
know.
doesn't have to take bumps for a while. I mean, she just hasn't been on television in over 2 years, so you might as well use her actual natural look. I mean, she's got the goth look down just walking outside on the street. So
I think
Yeah.
wrestling on every company should consolidate the hot chick thing and get some more of those going again. And I don't know. I feel like that might be coming back a little bit, but I don't know what the plans are. But yeah, so I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that the Dynamite. I like what direction they're going, and I think next time I'd like to touch on this is a debate that Eric Bischoff was having about with Conrad Thompson about the direction that AEW is going as opposed to WWE, and he thinks that they're failing, possibly going to be failing. I have a pretty harsh take on Eric Bischoff's take.
Oh, please, let's just let you go for an hour next time.
Well, no, it won't take that long. It's just I don't know. But it's an interesting conversation starter for sure. Is the direction the right? Which direction do you go? Do you go niche audience or global audience? There's pros and cons to each, obviously. So
Get it? Pros and cons.
all right, I gotta go. This was good.
okay, since Julian's just gonna leave us,
Yeah.
I
just
guess
gone.
this week's episode is done. So, Grant, why don't you tell them what they need to do?
Oh, you know they need to come back.
And then next time we're going to talk about whatever the hell Julian said he was going to talk about. But I also want to get into literally some actual old school wrestling, like we talking Dusty Rhodes type stuff.
Well, then, how about this? How about you give me a pay-per-view or an episode of something to watch, and I'll watch it, and then I'll run my thoughts by you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll
Wanna do
definitely do that. Yep, we'll do that.
Okay.
We are the Fabulous Threebirds, and we'll check you later.